Hello, welcome to our lesson on the Manerina. So we will just get into it very simply today and out of it simply because we really want to put our attention onto creating the beautiful shape on the pole. So I find that the easiest way to get into it is spinning backwards. You can get into it spinning forwards as well, especially from a flare or something like that. But as I said today, we're just going to go very simply and we'll spin back into the Manerina shape because it just allows for a really nice sickle foot grip on the bottom foot. So the main grip points for your Manerina are of course that sickle foot grip, but then also right in your armpit. So you really have to be careful that you don't get it on your bicep. You need to get it right in your armpit, but I will give you a trick how to get that as well. And then you're going to reach back. Also important, you want to grab the inside of your foot like a cup grip with your thumb up, because this enables you to lift your knee and really activate, your hamstrings and your glutes and push your foot into your hand to lift. So the more active your lift is through your knee and through your foot pushing into your hand, the more beautiful the shape will be. So a lot of people, when they do the Manerina, they reach out, and you are more than welcome, of course, to reach out. I like to actually lift everything up because, again, it just creates a beautiful, graceful shape. But please, play with the positioning of your hand and also your gaze as well. So we are going to enter into it spinning backward, and then as you spin, we're going to focus on getting your bottom foot into the sickle foot grip, and then really we want to concentrate after that on getting your elbow behind the pole, because if you get your elbow behind the pole, you can much more easily get it into your armpit. So let's give that a try, just those two grip points. Try not to you don't really need much spin at all. In fact, less is better for now. So we'll just take a little side climb, and then your bottom hand is going to reach behind you in a split grip. So you've got the pole here, and now the foot that's on the bottom is actually just going to go into your sickle foot grip. Keep both hands, and now we want to get that elbow behind the pole, because when we've got the elbow, we can push it into that armpit. Yeah, and then from there, we're going to reach back and try to lift our leg. Okay, so that's probably the trickiest part of the whole move, is just manipulating your body around the pole and your arm around the pole so you can get it into your armpit. Because once it's in there, it'll actually be quite, I don't want to say very easy, but it's much easier to reach back and grab your foot. So the sickle foot on the bottom, technically with your sickle foot grip, you want to, it's like a curl where your foot kind of curls around the pole, and that's actually important because you don't want to do it like that because you just won't get any grip. You do want to curl it, and then your knee should be as close to the other side of the pole as you can get it. Yep, so depending on how long your legs are, and especially this part of your leg will determine that. You definitely don't want to have your kneecap on the pole because that would be quite bad and painful as well. So you do want to try to get your knee around to the other side. And then of course, as you push in, that's your last major grip point down the side of the thigh. And the more you actually lean into that, the better the grip and the easier it is again to reach behind you because you've got all that grip down the side of your thigh. So let's try that again with that focus on first the sickle foot and then pushing the thigh into the pole, getting your elbow behind the pole so you can then push the pole into your armpit. We will reach back and grab the inside of our foot if we can, and get a little bit closer to that Manerina pose. So let's give it a go. So just hook that leg, take a little bit of a side climb, just to get some height. Now, bottom hand goes into a split grip, and now just spinning around with a sickle foot, knee to the other side, pole on the thigh. Get the chest down and around so you can get your elbow behind the pole. Now, we want to reach back and grab the inside of the foot. Okay, so when you do that, you have a couple of options with what you want to do and what you need to do as well with your other hand for a little bit of support. When we get much more comfortable with this shape, you will just naturally use the spin more and might not need as much of that support. It doesn't matter either if you do need it, because it's so fast, the setup, that you don't notice it in the, when you reach the final pose. So if you want to keep your hand down in your split grip, you can, and then you can lean into that hand to again manipulate that pole into your armpit. Or you can bring it up like I just did, pop it in a cup grip and pull away from the pole to create a little bit of space, again, to move into that spot with the pole in your armpit. So which either way is fine. And then when we get into our pose, once you've grabbed your foot, we want to think about lifting everything up. So your knee is going to lift, you're going to push your foot into your hand, and you're also going to lift your arm up because you're cupping your foot. So of course that's going to aid that lift as well. And then we want to gracefully, so softly, take that hand off the pole if it's here or here, either one. Just lift it softly, don't just kind of lift it and reach it. We want to gracefully lift it, because then again we're adding to that softness of the pose. And as we take it off, just for today, for that element of elegance, we're going to lift the chest up, which also helps to extend your spine. We're going to leave the elbow soft, yes, and soft fingers, and then we're going to look up. And that's just going to create that beautiful lifted shape on the pole. If you want to, of course, you can reach out this way, but for today we're going to lift up. So let's try and put it all together. We'll go nice and slowly again, and then we'll do another one at the end with a little bit more spin. So we'll take our climb. Bottom hand's going to go into that split grip, and then swap that bottom foot into your sickle foot. Use your hand to lean on to get around the pole. Reach back, lift that hand up, chest up, looking up. And then to get out, just grab the pole and come down. Of course, if you're doing this in a combo, you would move on to another move. So let's try that again. We'll give it a little bit more spin, and we'll really lean into the spin as we lead with our chest and go around to the back this time. So as the bottom hand goes behind you and you want to grab it in a split grip. Now here, don't feel like you have to have both your legs off the pole, because you can actually give yourself a little bit more support and a little bit extra grip by leaving this bent leg on the pole. So you can actually grab it here. And that's a nice little tip, especially if you're doing a difficult combo. You can leave that leg on the pole if you need to while you're grabbing it behind you. Okay, so let's give it a try. So we'll give it a little bit more spin, and we'll take the bottom hand down and then lead with the chest, twizzle around, choose the positioning for your hand, holding the foot, and then lift everything up slowly. And then grab the pole and release to come down.